Happy Monday and welcome to another edition of Red Sox Now. I'm your host, Mike Antonellis. It's presented by FanArch right here on YouTube. Tough weekend for the Red Sox in so many ways, but something you certainly do not like to see is that home cooking. That's why I have the home cooking question mark. There are some factors why. The beginning of the homestand really didn't get off to a good start, dropping 2 of 3. Beat the Mets, won that series, dropped the final game, but then split with Baltimore in very disappointing last 2 games. The 5-1 final on Sunday. Red Sox gave up some unearned runs. This is going to be a problem now, we think, offensively with Bregman out. Jarren Duran had 4 hits. Marcelo Meyer had 2 hits, his first 2 big league hits. Toro had a couple of hits. He had 10 hits in the game, actually. Made 3 errors. That led to 1 unearned run. Buehler was good over 5, 85 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And by all accounts, the bullpen was pretty good. I mean, Weiser did give up a home run. But again, if we're going to focus on this stuff, you scored 1 run. That's the bottom line. You couldn't beat Dean Kremer, who had an ERA of over 5. And Baltimore gets out of there. They did have Adley Rutschman came out of this game, precautionary reasons. So hopefully he's okay. But really tough homestand for the Red Sox. And, things certainly don't feel great with this. I mean, I kind of felt like this way about Kevin Garnett. When the Celtics got Kevin Garnett, I knew he was good. I didn't realize what type of player he was. I feel the same way about Alex Bregman. We saw a lot of games with the Astros. And until you got to see him day by day, that's when you really learned what kind of guy he was and the mentor he was for the players. His approach is kind of old school. To me, the MVP, I know Rafi's numbers are probably better, but you're talking about defensively, huge hits. But in so many fronts, this is huge. And it's I know these guys make a lot of money. I know he's set for life. But you can still feel bad for those guys. I saw somebody on Twitter saying, don't feel bad for guys making this kind of money. When I watched his press conference a few nights ago on Friday, I knew this was catastrophic. He was somber. He said, well, we'll wait and see till how I feel when I wake up. He knew. He had this injury before, but I could tell this was not good. And this is bad. This is in so many ways. First of all, it really hurts Devers. You have no protection. Narvaez's batting cleanup. Now, he had 2 more hits, but that's not the guy you want hitting cleanup. And maybe it does work, but let's be realistic. You're talking about a proven, established major leaguer in Alex Bregman. This lineup now is taking a huge hit. This really hurts Devers. You really can't split those lefties at the top. Abreu, they hit 3rd. He's been up and down all month. But in terms of their defense at third base, in terms of protecting Devers, in terms of just the kind of guy, now he's going to be around. But this was just huge, and it's hard to fix that kind of problem unless the Red Sox get uncomfortable, if they feel they have a team that's good enough to win. But this is now another guy, and the 2 positions that you didn't have a lot of depth on get hurt, in Casas and Bregman. I know people were down on Casas. We don't know what kind of year he could have had, but this is huge. And it's you feel sick to your stomach about this happening. It's weird with this happening. It led the path to Marcelo Meyer getting the call to the big leagues. I was there Saturday in the Worcester clubhouse. I noticed, the big smile. I saw him. I saw the congratulations. I didn't say anything, of course. It was later broken by Katie Morrison of Mass Live, who was right next to me. She broke the story. And the video team for the Worcester Red Sox got footage of him in the clubhouse being told by his manager, Chad Tracy, leaving the ballpark, arriving at Fenway. They had all kinds of video, and the celebration of Meyer, the former 4th overall pick in the 21 draft, was unbelievable. It was unbelievable what happened and what they showed in the coverage. And he had a tough first night. I can only imagine. He was in Worcester that day. He plays game 2 of a doubleheader with the Red Sox. He went 0 for 4. He had 2 hits on Sunday. Now, in the Woo Sox game on Sunday, they did win, And the post-game interview, Roman Anthony, by the way, had 2 more RBIs. Roman Anthony was the post-game interview with Natalie Norrie, who does the sideline reporting for the Worcester Red Sox on Nesson. Roman Anthony made a great point about Marcelo because they're best friends. He said, in a way, it was good that he didn't get any hits on Friday because his family wasn't there. And this was such an unbelievable perspective and something I didn't think about. He was able to get his first major league hit in front of family. And when Roman Anthony said that, I'm like, yeah, Marcelo might not agree with us going 0 for 4 and striking out 4 times in his major league debut, but it worked out. Serendipity, you might call it. He was 2 for 4 with a double. He scored the only run. He played third. He made an error at third. He also played short. I've told people this a lot. I love all these young guys, but they are going to have this. The Red Sox team has had this. Guys in the big leagues, 2 to 3 years have had this. But if they were to call up Anthony and say Campbell does go to first base, maybe Rafaela is the guy that goes to second, and Anthony's in left, Duran to center. That could be something that happens here to get Anthony in the big leagues. If that does happen, you will realize that you will have a very young starting lineup. It could work out, but there could be times where it's painful. But you're in a tough spot. This is a really tough spot for the Red Sox, losing a guy like Alex Bregman. They were already kind of scuffling offensively, and now they've lost really their big leader. So what happens with all of this? Will the Sox be in the market to make any moves? This is interesting. There was a rumor that the White Sox offered Bobby Dahlbeck before they DFA'd him back to the Red Sox, and they said no thanks. I like Luis Robert. I think Luis Robert, I know he's an outfielder, but he's a right-handed hitter. He's not hitting in Chicago. He can run. He's got almost 20 stolen bases. He's got power. The Red Sox are going to have to create more runs. Why not get a power hitter with some speed from the White Sox? You already have a great relationship. You've traded with them a lot. I think that would be a really cool move. It's a right-handed bat. He's a good outfielder. If that happens, then maybe we don't see Roman Anthony in the big leagues. Maybe there's a path to get both of them. But I think going after a guy like that would be a good idea. Somebody. I think you got to look for a right-handed bat to somewhat, depending what you think. And this could go sideways quickly, losing these guys. It really could. So we'll see what happens. The Red Sox are back at it this afternoon, taking on the Milwaukee Brewers, which will be a 3-game series for Memorial Day. I want to thank everyone, Memorial Day, and the people that we honor that have served this country. Crochet will be on the mound, 4-3 with a 1.98 ERA. So they play Monday, Tuesday. The Red Sox will play a day game. They'll 2 day games in Milwaukee. They'll be off Thursday, and then they'll be in Atlanta starting on Friday. So a tough stretch coming up. That's going to do it for Monday edition of Red Sox Now here on YouTube, presented by FanArch. I'm Mike Antonellis, your host, one of the radio and TV broadcasters for the Worcester Red Sox. I got my Woo Sox sweatshirt on right now. Please subscribe, comment, and share this channel. And we want it to grow. It is growing thanks to all of you. And let's go Red Sox. We need a positive week here on the road. Sometimes the road is really good, and we'll see what happens if Roman Anthony, maybe he joins the club this week. We'll see. Happy Monday. Thanks for watching Red Sox Now.